their side.
Yeah, they had 4 match points. 4 times they could have qualified for Pro League, which they did not convert. Now, if they can weather the storm and get back in the right mindset, they have a chance on Overpass. If they can't, they will beat themselves. And for MIBR, they had Henny come alive at the end too. Henny was pretty much absent the entirety of that match up until the very end. But now we can kick things off here. Third and final map of the final game of ESL Pro League Season 17 Conference for North America. MIBR versus Nouns. One more spot at EPL. Who will claim it? Will it be the Brazilians? Will it be the North American mix? Triple dual Berettas for MIBR. I am incredibly happy to see this.
The dualies just became the new meta out of nowhere, like a little while ago on pistol rounds for CT side. Yeah, it's crazy. So 3 raid bosses on MIBR. Henny waiting in connector, and Nouns really biding their time, waiting in the back lines. One player has inched forward past Fountain. That's Carson. Everyone else behind him. Carson jumps up for info. That'll give away information on the other end, though, with the audio cue. And Nouns continue to just stay back.
Very slow pace. Neither team really taking a fight. Very heavy B lean from MIBR though, and that's because they have con control and they have the spot from BRN. They do have a very good idea. It will end on the B site. Now the footsteps are going to be sounded. 24 seconds as they charge through tunnel. Tuurtle with 1 of the dualies. Insani trying to get the job done, but CJ with 2. B-Wills with 1. The explosion onto the site, trying to be countered by BRN. Why not plan it safe? CJ, he gets dropped. And Exit walks through. Stamina picks up the dual elites, and he has shut down Exit. But a very dangerous round for Nouns as they pop out late, and they almost throw it all away with an open plant. They were able to come back with it. They were able to win their way onto the site and get the job done. Pistol round goes the way for Nouns, and are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? A timeout 1 round into the game.
Yep. I mean,
it's 12 o'clock for Pete's sake.
Still though, Austin, they won Vertigo, and they called all their timeouts before they even got into OT. I think they used their last one, it was 12-12. So, look. It worked for them then. They like to use timeouts in very unorthodox situations. It does throw the other team off their game sometimes, and we'll see if that's the case here, as they are going to force up, and maybe they just want to talk about it. Do we force up, guys? You know, do we go for the full-on eco, and instead they do decide that the force buy is the right play? MP9 and a FAMAS, everyone else onto pistols. And Nouns, they've got a couple of MAC-10s to try and farm some money, and the 3 Galeals as well. BRN, along with Henny, going to be going into connector. That was just a fantastic execute from Nouns, right? They waited and waited and waited until the 35-second mark, then they exploded out of Monster. Just beautiful shots. BRN almost responds and turns things around on Nouns, but once he goes down for the count, Exit is kind of stranded over at Sandbags and really has nowhere to look. So Nouns are now looking for 2 in a row, having to deal with a little more firepower than perhaps they're expecting as MIBR.
Nouns' slow pace did not work for them on Vertigo. In fact, the rounds they won were much faster and usually around a 35-4-second hit at the very latest.
Yeah.
The pistol round, though, shows that I think that just shows they have a little more confidence on the angles in general on Overpass and how well they were able to execute that.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the thing on Vertigo is that it wasn't just that they were playing slow. They were popping out, getting kills, and then going to that slow play. You know, here, I don't mind it because they wait and wait and wait. But once they decide to go, they go. And they execute. 35 seconds left here. And I don't know what they're thinking this time. They got 30 seconds on the clock. Eventually, Carson's going to swing around from B. Gets 1. Traded out by Insani. And now 25 seconds left as they move towards this A site.
That's a B8 kill. And BRN with another way to get a kill. He's taken down right afterwards. Henny mowed down as well. The bomb would go down just inside the 5-second mark.
Still dangerous.
Down and exit the last man standing. We'll save the armor in the 5-7, presumably. Nouns, they are really buying their time. I do like the idea to throw Carson out there as a human decoy. I think it's definitely something that can throw MIBR out and make them think, okay, it's going to be a full-on beat take. They're waited so long. As soon as we get contact, it's going to be the hit. He does get that kill, too, and that's always a good start. And 2 kills over on B's site. Not too shabby at all. When it comes down to it, though, I think this is not going to work when it comes down to the guns. They're going to need a little bit more of an opening along these sites, especially once Henny gets that op up.
Yeah, I mean, Nouns playing with fire a little bit there on that A site take. It was only, I think, 15 seconds once they actually set foot on the site proper, and when that happens, even pistols can take you down. Luckily, they had their wits about them, and they took care of business, taking that second, and of course, they carried the 3 rifles back into this round. They will this time settle for 2 MAC-10s, which makes sense. They're expecting MIBR to not have very much, having just forced up in that previous round, and it won't be that much, of course. And MP9, the most firepower they have available to them. Deagle, in BRN, and Insani sends, and the other 2 onto USBs. Only armor on exit. Insani, oh, there's an audio cue. That means that Nouns probably know that there was a boost happening towards that wall. Carson gets 1 on exit, and BRN trades him out immediately. 4v4, numbers even. But you have to give the edge to Nouns, of course, since that 1 SMG is now gone for MIBR.
Good bit of damage exchanged back with the Deagle spam, but I think Stamina still gets the better of that duel. 4 on 4, amount of time on the clock. Henny tagged down 66. Pushed all the way towards T-Connector, got forced back by Cynic holding the line. Henny will now try and play around and play ground, but it's probably not going to go too well for the man with the USP unless Stamina drives around the corner with that low HP. Do they clear Henny out? That is the other question. Do they clear playground? It's a very dangerous angle to go for, and they seem to be wary of it. But how long do they hold, I wonders? B-Wills has the line, and after a very spectacular performance on Vertigo, he follows it up with good awareness here, saves his teammates alive so they can go for a clean bomb plant on the B site. How much will MIBR contest? Because they have a couple of deals. They don't really need to save because they're going to buy up in the next round, but do they want to go give those exit kills, that kill reward, to the Nouns side? If they can find a gun, would be nice. And MAC-10 for Tuurtle. I think he's going to go for this.
Looks like it. And he gets nothing. B-Will's going to spray him down with the Galil. And the other 2 want to just save the Deagles. Makes sense. It's $700 less that you need to spend the next round. You still keep one of the most powerful pistols in the game, if not the most powerful pistol. Insani. He goes down anyway. Stamina engaged with him in the lower tunnels, and Nouns cruise to a 3-0 lead. But here comes the first true test. The buy up coming up for MIBR. They will have the op in Henny's hands. He has been lackluster here tonight. Yes, he started to get going in the overtime on Vertigo, but even then, it wasn't really him that carried them over the finish line. It was Exit in particular, BRN as well, and even Insani had some moments.
And Tuurtle, too.
Yeah. I mean, it's good that they're not relying on Henny, solely Henny, to get the job done, but still, they need their offer, especially on a map like Overpass on the CT side. Nice nade. Next on to CJ, takes him down to 51. Exit, going for the panel spam. And now it's thinking about that boost over the wall. Likely going to be watched for by MIBR. Tuurtle spamming through the smoke, and he spots out Cynic. There you go, opening frag, and a second. Then a third. BRN just comes in through the squeaky door. B-Will's getting spammed down through the panel. Exit, dropping him, and Stamina the last one standing. Oh man, B-Will's way back when, I think in the Plum Cup, he actually loved to get that panel spam going on the CT side and was doing so much damage and ended up getting 2 frags, I think in a row, 2 rounds in a row at one point. But this time he's on the receiving end. and Stamina is the last one standing. Very convincing first gun round for the Brazilians.
Yeah, and a pretty unconvincing bonus for Nouns, too. Not really getting anything going, just wiped clean. Getting caught out at certain angles and not having any single response to offer back up. So for Nouns, I think that's going to be a bit of a cool drink of water. Wake them up a little bit, perhaps, and we'll see if they are going to have a response now that they have the full complement of AKs and utility. They will not have the op for Stamina, so they will not have the op to counter Henny. I don't know if they know what's even up there yet. I mean, I think you have to assume the op is available for Henny on MIBR. They have no confirmation of that. More of a standard default, 2 towards B, 2 towards con, 1 towards A, passively. Henny, that's a very late shot. Notice back away once. He's not going to overstay his welcome. Does not want to get mowed down. Bomb to be recovered and brought to a site eventually by Nouns, but there's plenty of time on the clock for them to default around and look for the opening pick, perhaps on the BRN, who's been very solid. Instead, it's Tuurtle to get the opening, exit with another. BRN able to dash out alive. Carson trying to get a refrag, and he will, but he takes so much damage, it's not really worth it at all. CJ, that's a good, cleaner victory onto Tuurtle. Still a 3v3 with health hemorrhaging away from Nouns. Stamina needed that pick onto the toxic player Insani. Smoke goes down, 2 players around it. Molotov to flush Insani out of position. He goes over top of Stamina's head, dives away.
Oh, wow.
Stamina sprays, but he cannot have the kill. They're forcing their way into this B side. It's going to be ugly.
Yeah, could have been chaotic for Insani. Stamina comes through and gets the 2K! Exit, and Insani dropped in a heap, and Henny, the last one standing. Nade goes onto the side. Will he get a frag? No! Henny, without making this a 1v2 with that nade. I mean, he has to try and go for the save, right? Well, he gets the shot onto Carson. I think that's all he wanted. Now he backs off. But still, Nouns, what a play from Stamina. It looked like they were down and out, especially after that start for MIBR. They claw their way back into it and pick up a 4th.
You can't count out the flash from CJ too. Got a flash assist on both those kills.
CJ's back. I mean, he looked a little bit lost on Vertigo at times, and
that first half.
Yeah, the first half. The second half was better, but now this is the CJ that we've been seeing over the past little bit.
Yeah, it's a CJ who's hitting crisp shots, good presence of mind with the utility usage. We need to see more of that CJ for Nouns. We need to see more good recoveries from them as well, but preferably for Nouns, less of these opening duels being lost. You're going down 1-2, guys. It's not something you want to be finding yourself in. You don't want to be finding yourself in a 3v5, 3v4. Puts you at a disadvantage. You want to be making things as easy as possible. BRN, hyper-aggressive. No utility left over as this is MIBR buying down to brass tacks. Nice shot onto Carson and a good opening pick again for MIBR, despite the fact they only have 1 round on the board. I believe they have had the opening frag at least 4 out of these 5 rounds. Stamina with the trade back, but he takes a lot of damage there. And 4v4. We'll see if... Man, it's just good spam damage. A little bit of spam damage from CJ. Makes Insani a little more squishy. But MIBR seem very content to 2-2 this.
Stamina. 15 HP. In this 4v4, which means the HP edge is going to go the way of MIBR. But 3 Nouns players are grouped up. BRN could be walking into a hellfire of bullets, and he absolutely does. B-Wolves drops him. There's the man advantage Nouns were looking for, and now they're trying to quickly execute onto this A site and press their advantage even further. Exit. Waiting over at truck. Got a chance for 1. There it is. The second as well. Maybe the third. No, but Insani's right there to take down B-Wolves. It's all up to CJ, and he falls by the wayside. MIBR good on the trades, and they get themselves a 2nd.
Good trades from MIBR, and that's the problems you find yourself, Sid, if you do surrender that opening pick. The trades out favored MIBR in the end, and Nouns are going to use a tactical pause here, which I think is very good. despite them having a 4-2 lead, it's been far from convincing. And I think they really do need to discuss what's been going wrong. Because they continue playing like this, they're not going to get the rounds they want on this T side. They've had heroic plays that have gathered these rounds for them. So, right now for Nouns, you have to figure out what is going wrong, why you are losing the first player, if not the first two, consistently, and how to fix that. And I don't know if Henny's going to have an op either. We'll find out. Might be on the ground for him. Oh, MP9. 2 MP9s for MIBR. This is a swing round, a very critical run, and Nouns' timeout might just serve double purpose.
Yeah, MIBR lost a lot of bodies in that previous round, so, I mean, the buy-up as a result isn't that great. Arguably, Nouns is a little bit better because they have those 3 rifles. I should say 2 Galils and an AK. I don't know if you consider the Famasa rifle sometimes. It's not, it can be hit and miss, so to speak.
Yeah.
BRN. Coming around here, he hits the opener onto B-Wills, but CJ, better trade. Nicely done from him. And he popping around from the bathrooms. Ends up doing a little bit of damage, and a little more, a lot more. 2K for Henny. CJ finally takes him down, but look at the HP for him, and only 108 combined on the down side. Tuurtle, Exit, and Insani, all 3 of them know exactly where to go. Tuurtle's still going to try and stay towards that flank and leave things up to Exit and Insani. Not a bad idea, given the setup that they have here. Well, timing kind of favors CJ there. Exit takes down Stamina, though, and swings around to drop CJ. That's going to be that. 3rd round picked up for MIBR, and nothing doing at all for Nouns.
Nothing doing, and now they're going to have nothing buying because they're out of money. Locks, maybe a P250, a couple of flashbangs. Not going to be a good look for them. MIBR are going to be allowed to stabilize their economy too, which is very important on this CT side. Nouns just... I'm very curious as to how Nouns could have had such good spacing and utility combinations on Inferno, yet we haven't really seen that across Vertigo or here in the early going on Overpass. It's been a lot more 1-by-1-by-1, and Sani's going to have a field day there with a nice 4-kill mop-up. BRN with the last kill and the BM spray. And Nouns, I guess it's just good to get that one over with before they buy up again, but jeez.
I think the problem for Nouns for a while now has been they have Mirage, they have Inferno, which are really good maps for them, but outside of that, the map pool is kind of weak, so they're trying to expand themselves outside of that. Vertigo's looked okay lately. I mean, looked very good in the previous map that we saw, but they didn't come out with the win. And then you have Ancient, which is also pretty good for them, but they still need to establish themselves with a much deeper map pool. It's too shallow right now, and that's why we see in these types of BO3s, when they go up against top-tier competition, at least at the ECL level, it doesn't always go the way that they want. MIBR should be able to get the opening shot. There we go. That's the Henny we saw over the past couple of days. He hits a nice, crisp, clean one onto B-Wills. Exit. Drops Cynic, and there is one response from the Nouns side, but still, they are fighting a man down.
A man down. But they have come back from this situation before with the guns. It's not ideal. They've managed to do it, and they could get the timing. BRN looking 3 different angles at once. Drive-by'd by Carson. Good shot. Good way to counter the movement. Good counter-straight hit. It's a 3v3 now. Level footing, but it's a B stack from MIBR. Not a single man on A. And where are Nouns walking? But into the jaws of the lion. 1 flash, 2 smokes, and a dry walk through Monster Tunnel. Henny's off gets the first. Tuurtle, however, falls. Henny looking for the third as Carson tries to clutch up. Blindsided by Insani, and MIBR will grab a lead here on Overpass CT's side. Their strongest side on this very map. And Nouns, they have not really solved the issues that they have been plagued with throughout the course of this T side so far. As we hit the 2/3 mark of this half. They need at least 5. I would like to see 6 at a bare minimum if they're going to have a chance at this, but the way they've been playing has been far from inspiring.
Oh man, if Henny starts to find his rhythm as well, that is just really bad news for Nouns, because everyone else on the MIBR side has been looking great throughout, well, last map and here on Overpass. I wanted to say all 3 maps throughout the series, but Inferno was a wash. Henny, waiting here. There's the opening shot connected on. Stamina's dropped. Just a pistol round, though, of course, for Nouns, so not too much expected out of it, although they did invest into the body armor. BRN waits at connector. Carson's, of course, wary of the op, so he won't clear connector right away, and as a result, BRN gets the first shot, and he does not miss the mark. Insani follows up with the frag on the B-Wills, and then swings to find CJ. It's all up to Cynic, his position known, which means the Sharks will be circling, and he does go down 6-4 for MIBR.
6-4, guns up again for Nouns, but if it's 7-4, it's probably going to hit 8-4 unless Nouns can manage a bomb plant, which has not actually happened all too often. So, Nouns really struggling to find success. Henny, however, is finding success. He's starting to get his rhythm back. Insani is popping off. BRN incredibly strong. Exit following up what he was able to do on Vertigo. Nouns flashes over. That's a lot of damage. That's a massive amount of damage right there on the Carson, CJ, and Stamina. Cynic just reveals his position. He should be dead. They don't push through. That actually means Cynic can get the drop on. Never mind. Turtle's up the Yogg, and he's got 1. But CJ sprays down 2. And the man advantage flips back to Nouns.
I mean, I could see that coming a mile away. You have MIBR waiting, 2 players there with the smoke fading. Yes, you get 1. But if a player swings on you from tunnels, you're in huge trouble, and that's exactly what happened. Stamina takes a lot of damage, but wins the day against Henny. BRN managed to get a response. What a flashbang thrown by Stamina for himself. Exit goes down. It's all up to BRN, and he gets 2 instantaneously, but is cut short of the clutch by B-Wills. What a round, but Nouns hang on to finally get back on the scoreboard with a 5th.
Well done by B-Wills to clutch it up, but impressive work individually from Stamina once again. We've been singing his praises throughout the course of their 2 series. He's definitely stepped it up, doing a lot for this Noun side besides just calling. BRN has really stepped it up as well on Overpass. He seems to really love this map. Those last 2 shots were nothing short of incredible. Henny's op shot brings out echoes in the night. His Nouns have found 5. They're looking for more. Playing very passively on I would say an A-heavy default given how far back these 2 players are. Bomb dropped. And the probe from Carson. If he can find the opener, which he does on the BRN, that's A open, which they do not know. But surely they start to probe that direction.
Exit, cycling back to A. And MIBR heavily stacked onto the B site. A lot of space to be gained on A. Nouns aren't really moving in that direction for the time being. 2 players heading in towards Monster. And now are going to redirect themselves into water. Yeah, this is a B hit. 35 seconds on the clock. The question is, are they going to be able to set up their utility in time to ensure that there's enough time left on the clock to go for a proper execute? That smoke delays them even further, and you might even see a push come through at 25 seconds now. They have to get a move on. There are the flashbangs. The hit's going to A? Are you serious, Nouns? 19 seconds left. This is potentially the round in favor of MIBR. Exit bluffs that flashbang, so maybe something for Nouns. But 10 seconds left. They have no time to spare, and Cynic lines them up. Gets 2. Exit manages to respond for only 1. They have 5 seconds left. Have to start planting the bomb now, and they absolutely do. I cannot believe Nouns are able to get the frags and pull off the bomb plan. It looked like everything was going against them, but Cynic comes out with the hero play, and MIBR just cannot deny them. Unreal. That felt like a mistake that worked out.
It was the definition of don't justify a bad play just because it works.
Yeah.
They get bailed out by an individual again. Cynic pulls off the hero play. CJ comes in clutch with that finisher. And they get the bomb down with about half a second to spare. That is a razor-thin margin.
The thing is, yeah, exactly. It's a razor-thin margin, and, you know, the thing is, when you're down to 10 seconds and you haven't yet set foot onto the bomb site itself, you require heroics just to make it happen, and that's not something that is going to be replicable, right? You can't rely on that. So hopefully Nouns, you know, are happy with the way that went and they actually got the round victory, but don't do that again.
Yeah, I mean, we've been saying that for about the last 7 or 8, if not 10 rounds, John.
Yeah.
And even if you go back to Vertigo. So, it's been a while. Stamina!
Ooh, missed shot.
Narrow miss. I think he was moving while he took that shot.
Yeah, it was also off the mark, if I'm not mistaken.
That was the one rifle, too. That would have been a big pick. Nouns on the verge of a 7th. They can convert against the Deagle and the Og. The way they've been playing. Far too individually focused. It's not sustainable. These rounds are not replicable. They're more or less winning in spite of the positioning, not because of it. And MIBR, I think, are unlucky to not have a bigger lead. To not have 9 rounds of
Yeah.
Do they spray the stack? Head pops up. BRN ducks back down. Insani takes a little bit of damage, hiding at the far end. Nice shot from BRN. Cynic returns the favor, but that's a good kill for the Brazilian squad to bring this to a 4v4. The bomb scared back to A, and look at the time. But the rotations, they're running back down. They've heard the sound cues now. They know what's going on, but do they have the rotation? Tuurtle comes up empty. That should spell the round. Exit will dive out with the Og in hand, trying to save this into the next round. Nouns will grab the 1-round lead as we get to round number 14. These rounds are so slow until the end. They are so down to the wire.
Yeah.
It's a cardiac game.
I mean, look, it's not the way you want to play on a consistent basis, like I said. But if you're hitting shots like that, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Use those for the entries. Use those for picks.
Yeah. But, I mean, look, Carson got the headshot, and of course MIBR don't have the rifles this time. It's going to be the lone Og, as CJ, along with Henny, going to get a frag apiece. Henny with that USB, so doing some economic damage, but it won't matter too much. We're down to the last few rounds here in this first half, and Nouns can easily absorb those 2 guns that they lost. So now, Nouns in the lead. This is a very good T side.
Yeah, it's a solid T half. I think for Nouns, they would like a little bit more.
Yeah, and when I say very good T side, I mean in terms of the score.
Yes, not in terms of the game.
To be clear, yeah, it's been messy. I think on both sides. The Nouns in particular are just making some very scary decisions.
Are they going to go fast? Are they finally going to go fast? They've thrown some utility to enable them to get water control. They're going to boost up Carson from the looks of things, or CJ. CJ probably preferable, the way he's been playing. They have not gone for the boost yet. Very B-heavy. We're seeing through the matrix. Now CJ goes over top. Cynic's got one, but the trade is right there. CJ tosses in the nade. Will it land? It does nothing. And a Molotov will force him away from that push through construction. 4v4, 1:05 on the clock. Bomb, very far removed. They do not need to commit. But BRN taking initiative out towards long. Pushing towards Rock and now slightly past. This is a good angle for him to take. is a good decision to make, getting the information, which will spur Henny's rotation back down to B, because he's found out what Nouns are doing. They are not going A, and this is what happens when you take so long to make a move. The opposition is going to read this, and now they're going to stack. Yes, Nouns can throw all the utility in, but it's going to come down to them ripping heads from shoulders once again with about 25 on the clock, and can they pull it off one more time? Good self-flash, but Stamina, he will not be able to get taken down, nor will he land the kill. BRN comes in, takes down Carson from behind. No bomb plant, but CJ with the opener, traded back by Henny. Stamina and B-Wills 2v3. BRN up on short. B-Wills 1, flicks around for the second. 90-degree headshot. How is he doing it again? How are they doing it again? It's all down to Henny. He knows where they are. He's taking the shots, and he might just have to back away and save as a Molotov forces him forward, and the op is not built for this situation whatsoever.
I don't know how they keep doing this. It's ridiculous. Maybe they found MIBR's kryptonite here on Overpass. Just wait until there's under 20 seconds left and then go for the hit, and someone's going to get 2 frags somewhere. This time it's B-Wills. Unbelievable. Henny. Waiting for someone to potentially come up those stairs. Now he backs off, and the op should be saved. Yeah, indeed. 8-6 for Nouns. They have taken this half, at the very least, in terms of rounds, as we go into the 15th and final one here in the first half.
Look at this buy.
Yeah.
Double MP9s. Tuurtle should have an A4. Never mind. Okay, he tosses that to insani. Double MP9s, 2 M4s, Henny's op, 1 defuse kit. Cynic has picked up an op, he's going to pick towards B. Stamina has the op, he's going to pick towards A. That op that Cynic has will be tossed out of the map if nothing happens. CJ gets chunked down massively. He's going to try and fade away. Cynic still has that op in hand, and I'm surprised he's still holding on to a double op on T side. I thought that would have been pick and then get rid of, but surely he gets rid of it before they go for an actual execute.
Yeah, it's not very viable to run double ops on Overpass T side, but Nouns are going to try to make it work. One of their riflers is already down very low. That's CJ. He didn't really even see anyone. It was just panel spam, I believe, that did all that damage. Stamina. Jumping up, looking for information towards long A. Seeing if there's a player. Boosted up. Not going to be the case. Now insani gets tagged, or it's actually Henny who gets tagged a little bit. Nouns are content to run down the clock. They really are favoring last second plays.
What is this entry? This is the craziest thing I've seen. Double op on T side. Use the op to entry into B. Now Cynic throws it away, but he tosses it to CJ.
They're going back to A.
John, they're going to have about 10 seconds to get the bomb down by the time they get to the A site.
Look, I mean, honestly, the way things have gone, I think they're going to get it. It's just been absolutely ridiculous. Maybe BRN can cut them off, though. 17 seconds left. He's past the Molotov. There's the blindsided headshot onto CJ. Cynic also having to deal with that. BRN taking care of business, but Carson's made it towards the site. 9 seconds left. He should be able to cut off Henny. He does. Bomb getting planted. They have planted the bomb successfully. Still 3 players left on the MIBR side, but Nouns are just magical here in the waning moments of every single round. They are eventually gonna run out of luck. You have to imagine, but Stamina hits the headshot onto insani, looking for a follow-up. BRN down to 9. Stamina finds him, but can't win the 1v1. I can't believe it even gets that close, but it will be a 7th round picked up by MIBR as we take a break before the second half.
Double OT on map 2. Not as close as you can get. 8-7 in favor of Nouns going into half 2 of map 3. Boggs and JRT on the call. Ches Puff observing with us, and Halo Flyer, our producer. Two dual Berettas for Nouns. They have a flash, but no kits. B-Wills forced back and away. P250 for BRN, raid boss setup. Good amount of utility for MIBR with those two smokes, the molly and the flash. CJ goes fishing towards Fountain, and he also gets shut out. Those taps away. He overextends, and he might just come up with the fight. No, he runs out of ammo.
CJ.
And that's an ugly duel for both sides. Henny gets lucky.
CJ, you gotta hit the heads with the USP. Just saying. B-Wills. No, just not going his way for sure. As Carson falls off that ladder, B-Wills down to 9. Should be able to get cleaned out. Yeah, he's absolutely dead to rights. BRN finds that 5v3 in favor of MIBR. Great little start here to their pistol round, but it can quickly fall by the wayside, especially when Cynic catches off the bomb carrier. Bomb falls over at Fountain, then Stamina takes down the forward scout in BRN. 3v3 just like that.
Not again. Not again, John. They had a 5v3 advantage on their first half pistol, and it got ripped away. And they're walking willfully into A. And Nouns are stacking... No, Cynic is going to stay. At least somebody is going to stay A. Cynic gets 1 kill, buys time. There's time for the B rotations to come through, and MIBR might not just have it. There's so little time on the clock till that bomb gets dropped in a bad spot. It's round over. 12 seconds, they've not even crossed to the site. Cynic's gonna circumnavigate that smoke, push up to Optimus Prime. Molotov on the site, 4 seconds on the clock. Cynic just needs a kill. Cynic just needs a kill. He spammed 1, he's got 2, looking for the last. He has 11 rounds in the chamber. The dualies are doing work, and he's got all 3. Bomb defused, Nouns to 9. But the force spy will be forthcoming from MIBR because of the bomb plant. Holy moly, how do they keep doing this?
The BM's coming through too. You got 1 bunny hopping, 1 spamming the bodies, and finally we'll get the defusal here on the Noun side as they take a 9-7 lead. It's another 5v3 advantage on the pistol for MIBR, and it falls by the wayside again. Cynic catches off a player in no man's land at Fountain. That really kicks things off, and then Stamina catches off the forward position BRN. After that, it's just all Nouns. The dualies doing work for Cynic as he finds 2 and eventually gets the bomb planter. The only bad thing for Nouns is they do give up the bomb plant, which means there will be a buy-up coming through from the Brazilian side with an AK and 4 Galils being featured. But, I mean, they have to be happy with the way they've kicked off both of these halves.
If you win both pistols, you should win the map.
Technically. Usually. Not always. Tuurtle is going to spray down CJ. Is there another nade available for Nouns? There absolutely is. They have to toss this on the site. It will do a lot of damage. Exit goes down to 59. Still no casualties on MIBR's side, though. And now time is ticking away on that bomb plant. B-Wills gets double dinked and goes down to 33 HP. Luckily for him, that was through a wall. And Stamina falls by the wayside. It looks like MIBR will be able to potentially hang on here. So low on HP, but it doesn't seem to matter. Now Carson's coming forward. AK bullets connect onto him. He's down to 4 and says, all right, well, I guess we have to back off now because this bomb is imminently going to explode. And MIBR strike back immediately and get an 8.
At least Nouns save the M4s. But other than that, there's not really anything positive about that round for them. They almost lose Carson, too, in a situation where they realistically should not have been forcing the retake. There was no time. 2v4. MIBR using a timeout very early on into a half again. And honestly, I think Nouns could have used the timeout after that round, too. So it's going to help both teams, certainly. MIBR will have guns again. AKs on 4, Galil for Henny. The Nouns have dual Berettas, not on a pistol round. I love the dualies. One of my favorite guns to use in the game. but they have their role, and that is pistol. Using the dualies here against a full buy is incredibly risky when the P250 is the same price and is incredibly good.
Well, maybe CJ's feeling it. We'll see. Sometimes you just gotta go with your gut instinct, and CJ's gut is telling him it's time for the dual Berettas to sing. One round separates these two squads, and it has really just been a back and forth brawl on map number 3, which is appropriate considering the way Vertigo went down.
Yep. And not appropriate when you consider what happened on Inferno.
Yeah, that was an aberration.
MIBR not playing this as slow as Nouns were, taking a lot of map control as a group. A much more efficient style, I would say. A little more reliable. The Eagle shot from Stamina trying to take the long-range fight, but now he's going to be flanked upon from the backside. No way out for him. He's got to fight his way through. Now he hears them coming into sight. He's dead from either angle. Can he at least find one? He goes back and forth. Nice onto exit. Looks for another, but Insani shuts him out. 4v4s. The retake is going to be on here for Nouns. All 4 players coming in through stairs. Molotov. Flashes. Smokes. Good nade onto BRN. Spam through the wall. Does no damage. The fake plant. This actually could work out for Nouns in terms of this retake. They do have a kid on Carson, too. There is a potential this works out.
BRN waiting over at truck. Time now ticking away. I mean, there's no money for Announce to buy up the next round, so they might want to go for the save. Well, nope, they try to send it on forward. BRN gets 2 before burning to a crisp inside that Molotov thrown by CJ. B-Wills and Carson desperately fighting forward, but there's really no time, and nobody's left anyway. Tuurtle and Insani take care of business. That will tie up the scoreline at 9 and leave Nouns with nothing in this next round. They likely will invest in upgraded pistols at most. Cynic at 3.5k, but you want to save that so you can drop an op on over for stamina.
Yeah, definitely savior. Maybe a couple upgraded pistols. Go for a group up push, or stack something like the 4-stack and graffiti. Something cheeky. That's all you gotta do.
But nothing's bought up, and I expected that, you know, given what happened in that previous round.
Yeah. That's why you just stack something and hope it works. But one thing's for certain. MIBR's T side has a lot more initiative. And it's worked out a lot better than Nouns could ever imagine with their very, very delayed play. And Overpass is a map where if you're not getting aggressive on the CT side, you're probably going to get caught up. And MIBR were able to get so much information, so much aggression on their CT side. It's kind of surprising they weren't able to get more rounds. When Nouns get the guns up again, they're definitely going to need to be able to take some of that control towards long, towards A, Fountain Peaks, con plays, maybe even some water control. Full on A execute from MIBR, not taking any chances. Good decision there, as Nouns are all grouped up on B. Will they attempt a paltry retake? Maybe. Doesn't really matter at this stage. It's just USPs here. And it's going to be double digits for MIBR. That one is for certain. And maybe a couple of kills here for Exit and Henny, as Nouns are ready to bust con. 1, 2. Only 2 kills for Exit. Henny's got a pair. And only 2 as well. Carson with that AK. If he could save that, would be nice to hold over into the next round.
Yeah, MIBR doesn't really have the luxury of chasing either. Maybe Tuurtle can push forward and try to find Carson. They just want to make sure the bomb site is secure before chasing anything. I mean, it obviously is now. And they're going to hang out around long. So they are going to let Carson get away with this AK, which is acceptable for them, especially considering they've got that lead at 10-9 now.
Okay. Cynic will drop that over for stamina. Thought we might see Cynic return to the opping duties here. He will not. Stamina's going to be spawned, but it looks like he's going to go A instead. I hope he doesn't go for an aggressive fountain play, because he's way too far behind. It's a very spawn-based play, and he's going to go for divider bathrooms at the very least. Tosses the Molotov to T-Con. Flashing high will not go for it. Instead, going to rotate towards long. Henny all the way back in playground. 4 towards B from each side. Although one isn't con. Nade stack onto B wheels. That's a good start for MIBR. Something that was lacking from the Nouns CT side.
Yeah, they didn't really use those nades very effectively. You're absolutely right, or at least not in terms of nade stacks, which I mean MIBR employ on a regular basis. B-Wills really likes to play there as well, and he has to be very unhappy that he's sitting by the wayside out of this round in the first 30 seconds. MIBR send BRN out. That's the tip of the spear. Slow pace of play in this one. Stamina works his way into long bathrooms. If exit comes through here, could be a response for Nouns. 2 players in fact coming through. Stamina hits the shot onto exit as predicted, but he won't get anything more. Henny locks him out over at long A, and a 4v3 advantage for MIBR. 33 seconds left on the clock. Still plenty of time, but they have to get their execute going soon. Cynic waiting, and he goes down to Henny as well. We talked about Henny activating at key moments in that first half, and here he is in the second half doing the same. Carson waiting over at truck, puts a smoke into the Molotov. CJ doing work, but it's not enough. Insani closes out the round, and MIBR have 11.
11 and a chance for 12. A very good one, as it's not time for a full buy for Nouns. They really don't have the money for that. Pistols, Carson's going to go all in on an M4A1 and a smoke. But it's going to be a light buy across the board for the most part for Nouns, and MIBR are going to be allowed to grow their momentum, grow their economy, grow their lead. Upgraded pistols, Eagles, 5.7s. Only that one smoke in terms of utility. A B blitz on the cards for MIBR. Nouns do have the players here to deal with it, including the M4. But backstab comes in. Insani's got a pair on the entry. No response, not even a shot. Make it the 3K. The M4 goes and he gets CSGO'd. It's 96 and 4, and a clean sweep on the anti-eco for MIBR. Buy up again for Nouns. And why have they not taken a timeout? Because this could very well spell the end of the road. What?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. MIBR just saying, you know what, Nouns, here's a timeout. Enjoy it. Why not? We have all the momentum, but let's call a timeout to stop our own momentum. Whatever. Let's not read into it too much here. On the other side, Nouns will have a proper buy-up coming through, an AWP, an A1S, and 3 A4s to work with. MIBR 4 rounds away from taking that Pro League spot, the last one available here in North America Conference. I mean, it is the expected result. All of us, I think, I say all of us, I mean anyone watching, and of course here, you and me, Austin, expected MIBR to move through to Pro League, but man, has this been a long road or what? Especially that first map, completely unexpected. But here we go, Nouns, a chance to strike back finally here in the second half. They only have 1 round, and that one was in pistol.
And then ever since then, MIBR have turned on the Jets. They've gotten their lead, and Nouns have not been able to counter at all. They seem to play too passively. I mentioned it earlier. They haven't really changed things up. They play incredibly defensive. And Overpass gives you such an opportunity to play aggressive on the CT side, to take that information, to take the fight to the enemy. And just no presence at all from Nouns. Stamina gave it a little bit of a try the last time he had the op, but with no support, it's also not the best of times. Carson around the pillar, gets the first. CJ's there to back him up. B-Wolves chimes in for the third, and the bomb drops forward. Lots of health lost for Carson and CJ, but the bomb at their feet. A key round for Nouns if they can hold off here. Henny and Exit, the last 2 alive. They have money. Will they try and save? I mean, if I'm Henny, I'm also debating throwing the op out of the map. so it cannot be recovered. Because a free double op would not be something MIBR wants to give Nouns, especially considering their double op would be Stamina and Cynic.
Yeah, that timeout helping Nouns out a lot, even though it was called by MIBR. Give them a chance to talk things over.
Fancy that.
And all 5 players still standing. Exit and Henny are fully committed to the save at this point, so they're going to carry over their guns into the following round. But Nouns have now gone into double digits as well, finally getting another round on the board for themselves.
Another round, and Henny and Exit will save. No hunting even thought about for Nouns. It doesn't cross the farthest corners of their minds. Need the money.
I think at this point, it's just part of the game plan, Austin, for MIBR to use all 4 timeouts on every single map.
Do they get paid for the timeout?
Maybe, who knows? It's like, yeah, we have to call at least 4 timeouts, guys. Get a bit of a bonus.
Yep.
I don't know. Guess figuring that they're available to you, so might as well make sure that you expend every single one. Tuurtle moving in here. Oh, spots the head of Beebles. That's some information gained. MIBR still had enough money in the bank to get a full-on buy-up. CJ waiting on the other side of Sandbags, playing anti-flash, comes around the corner. Tuurtle gets one. Flashbang sailing in for MIBR, and Tuurtle finds himself the 2K, looking for a third, but it's Exit to drop Carson. Finally, Tuurtle goes down. Cynic doing work, in fact, making it a 2v3. Drops the A1S in favor of the AK, but Exit cleans him out. Stamina, last one standing, goes for the wall bang, gonna toss a nade, but that's just a Hail Mary. He's off to save. MIBR right back to their winning ways.
Right back to it, and it comes off the back of some brilliant entries from Exit and Tuurtle. Nouns unable to counter with anything at all. They just get walled out, shut down, struck. And Stamina is lucky to get that spot onto Insani. Now they know where Stamina is, and he's going to find it hard to save this op. Insani's got the right read, working through bathrooms. Stamina's making all the noise in the world, and going to run down Con. Nobody can exit this direction, but he still has to be careful from somebody coming down the stairs. 3 players ready to flood on down, but the time will keep him alive. The op stays in the hands of Nouns. They do have enough for a full buy again. Rifles around the board. MIBR looking more and more comfortable as time goes on. Historically 35.4% on the T side. They have far eclipsed that already. Nouns. What is the game plan? How do you hold on to these sites? Stamina. Aggressive into party. It could be MIBR with a celebration. If they catch him off guard, he dives right out. Gets out of dodge safely. Again, very aggressive with no semblance of support at all.
Yes.
Also moving back very quickly because he has no support. Instead of being able to hold the aggressive angle, get that kill, fall away, and then have a rifle to mop up the rest.
No, you're absolutely right. I was going to say the same thing. Usually, the type of setup that happens there is you have a rifler paired up with the opper, and they go to hold Fountain together so that they can stick around a little bit longer. But when you're the only person there, the only opper, in fact, you have to play very quickly. You look for an early pick, and then you back off because you cannot hang around longer than maybe 5 seconds. Cynic has now joined his opper, and they have fallen back for more passive hold, but, you know, you were talking about it before. That sustained aggression isn't possible for Nouns, so, I mean, they're giving MIBR all of that map to work with, which is the opposite of what you want to do on your CT side. Time is ticking away. 35 seconds remaining. MIBR really burning down the clock. This is what Nouns did, of course, pretty much every single round towards the end of that first half. Let's see if MIBR can make it work this time. There's BRN getting the headshot onto Stamina. That opens up a ton of space. A second one? No. E. Wilson denies BRN. Now 16 seconds left, and they're still trying to move up. In fact, the bomb is headed to the B site. Here we go, Carson blindsided. That is a brilliant play by MIBR. Absolutely love that. They had two players positioned outside of B. They pretend to hit the A site, attract all of Nouns' attention there, and then slip on forward to find the bomb plant. That's a 14th, and it is well played.
Very well played by MIBR. Incredibly read by Exit, who's been doing a magnificent job as the in-game leader. Taking over those duties very recently from Jota. The hunt is on as well. Do not let Nouns save. That is modus operandi for MIBR. As the op from Cynic will find one, but not the second. He will survive for now. Grabs the AK. Should go grab the op, and will do just that. Time is running out for Nouns.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, the fact that Stamina saved the op in the previous round, now B-Wills saved it there, means their economy is actually not too bad. They should be able to drop guns around and come out with something pretty decent. Utility might be a little light, but at least everyone should have a rifle.
Can they play aggro A, please? Please?
We'll see. I mean, you do have Cynic this time, the rifler, headed up towards Fountain, but no, they're going to go all in on B for now. 4 players. Using a ton of utility and their bodies to block off what might have been an advance from MIBR, but instead MIBR just playing it slow, so all that utility used up for pretty much nothing. Tuurtle has snuck his way into water, and he gets the opener on Stamina, misses the op shot. And immediately MIBR have an opening towards this site. The thing is, they're probably not expecting 3 more players to be here. So they need to make sure their flashbangs, Molotovs, and smokes are on point. Should they choose to even come here? I mean, right now it's just Tuurtle who got that opener. And he's making a lot of noise. And you see MIBR have now rotated off of this and leaning towards A instead. They're reading the map well, very well, on their T side.
And I think it's the tendencies they picked up from Nouns on Vertigo, too.
Yeah.
Because they read the Vertigo T half so incredibly well, too. And it's the same kind of rotations that Nouns have. Are you kidding me? As I'm saying, it's the same kind of rotations we saw on Vertigo. They completely abandoned another bomb site.
What is going on? How do you leave A like that without even spotting the bomb? Look at this, he's smoked off now. Nothing he can do. It's a free plant.
It's the round. That's the game. That's the match.
I mean, well, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves here, Austin, because only the 15th, and it will still be a 4-man save more than likely coming through from Nouns. Going for this is not worth it. You have to play for overtime at this point. Cynic hanging around too long, and he does manage to get the frag onto BRN, but now he will fall back, picks up the AK, and there is the save being called. Now they just have to make sure that MIBR can't take them down. Carson ensures that at least he'll stay alive a little bit longer, spotting out Tuurtle, but man, oh man. That was a very strange decision from Nouns, with 4 players still up, not a single body on A, even gifting MIBR a 15th round and 5 opportunities for the Brazilians to get this done and send themselves to Pro League. Austin, it was so close for Nouns, right? On Vertigo, closing out 4 opportunities, gone by the wayside. And they're going to be thinking about that for a long time if they can't come back and get 5 in a row here to push us to another OT.
And they finally use a timeout. They have won 2 rounds on the CT side, and 1 was the pistol. And this is their first timeout. Nouns do not have any margin for error. And when it comes down to it, they have beaten themselves.
Yeah.
The rotations, the reads, even the defensive positioning throughout the entirety of this half has been poor at best. Now they're going to gamble with this A aggression. 3 players A. Make it 2, and now just 1 because they're playing with 1-1-3. Cynic's just bulldozing up.
Cynic
Not
with his
catching
knife
the timing.
What are you? All right, cool. 5v4 in favor of MIBR. Some strange moments here. Okay, Tuurtle's gonna get tagged down to 36. And Exit goes down by the wayside. CJ finding the headshot with the A1S, but look at the damage done to Nouns now. Stamina down to 4 HP, trying to fight with BRN. He's gonna go back into it, and he gets blindsided. Now the path forward towards A is found for MIBR, but they don't have to head there. Gain the space, maybe find some more frags, and just send the bomb to B. I think Nouns is reading it now. The bomb is by itself. 2 players charging in on it. Bomb dropped at the feet of Nouns. Oh, it's MIBR's turn for a blunder. And MIBR have to rotate back into what will be 2 players holding this bomb, and HP not looking that great. Tuurtle is in the vicinity. Maybe they don't expect him to be on this B site. That's the one thing favoring MIBR right now, but look at CJ. He's watching Austin.
CJ's got the right idea. B-Will's can get backstabbed as well. So there is a couple of engagements. CJ has no health. Good work from Tuurtle. B-Wills is going to make his way down to the site. But Insani is on the flank. The bomb yet to be recovered. Time is low, 20 seconds. B-Will stops it, and he's gotten by. Now, I think he's going to know somebody's coming from heaven as well. I think he heard a sound, a piece of utility, something. He's ready for BRN, making all the noise, caught in the weapon swap. B-Will's to be the hero. Insani has to save, and Nouns get a gift, a royal gift from MIBR. They stay alive here with only 1 to survive.
That is unreal. I cannot believe it. There's a timeout call from MIBR. That time, understandable, given what just went down there. They have to say, hey guys, bomb should not be alone on a lurk. So maybe we should tighten that up a little bit. Look, it's a mistake that happened. MIBR so far have played a phenomenal T side. Very impressive stuff. So a mistake was bound to happen, but luckily for them, they can absorb it, take their time, relax. But it is their last time out. They will not have any more moving forward, and Nouns still have 2. Of course, to use those 2, they have to get to overtime, honestly. That's the only thing. Maybe they'll find some use for it should they win a couple more rounds and they want to talk things over. But still, series point available for MIBR.
If this goes to overtime, John, it would be, I think, the craziest comeback in all of conference.
Yep. No, it'd be nutty.
The way it's going, it honestly is probably going to happen. Because this game has just been rife with the impossible and crazy. Stamina will turn to Molly for Smoke the Molotov, and he gets caught out. Cynic goes 1 for 1. It's a man advantage for Made in Brazil. Carson down to 18 HP. MIBR knocking on the door of victory yet again, and this time the bomb is not isolated. This time there is no big old present for Nouns to grab and capitalize on. It's going to have to be one with raw firepower and strength. B-Wills, the solo man towards A, goes for a jump spot, almost caught by Henny. He does have the Molotov, nade, and flash. MIBR taking their time, but actually, Tuurtle's got to be careful not to get caught, and actually I would say the Nouns players have to do the same. Carson gets the timing! He got a free kill, and they're already ready for this take coming up long. If B-Will stops out 1, or even Carson and CJ can get the job done coming in from Sands, this is a completely different round. MIBR taking too long on the rotation. Read well by Nouns. BRN barrel stuffs B-Wills behind APC. The bomb planted for Bank. Henny drops it to 1. It's all down to 18 HP Carson. 1v3, Kit and Flashbang, 1 behind Dice, and none for Nouns. 16-11, MIBR have qualified for ESL Pro League Season 17.
Absolutely ridiculously well played by MIBR on their T side. Clinical stuff. I mean, sure, a mistake was made, but only one, honestly. Everything else was flawless, and Nouns just could not compete with what MIBR were bringing their way. They are indeed headed to pro.